UFC staged its final event of 2021 on Saturday night as UFC 269 went down from inside the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, and MMA On The Go has the results. Starting with the prelims, Gillian Robertson showed her veteran skills in the opening bout of the card, submitting Priscila Cachoeira late in the first round with a rear naked choke. Cachoeira succeeded early in the first round by outlanding Robertson on the feet. Robertson was able to gain control of the fight halfway through the opening round, securing a takedown and taking side control. Robertson moved into full mount, using the position to land elbows and punches. She later transitioned to the back of Cachoeira, where a rear naked choke went under the chin for the tap.
Gillian, the Savage, Robertson!
Tony Kelley was successful in his return, stopping Randy Costa in the second round with ground and pound shots. Kelley dropped Costa in the second round after landing a knee to the body. He then moved into a half-guard position, where a flurry of strikes made the referee eventually end the fight. Earlier minutes of the contest saw the bantamweights compete in a clinch-heavy battle. Kelley was appearing for the first time since October 2020. He earned his first UFC win in his previous appearance, defeating Ali Kaizi on scorecards.
Tony Kelley! Thank you so much!
Ryan Hall bounced back from a loss on the prelims, fighting to a unanimous decision victory over veteran Darrick Minner. Hall's grappling skills took him to the win on Saturday. Hall was active off his back when on the ground, often searching for submissions on Minner. He was able to unload with a combination of elbows while on his back in the second round, trapping the head of Minner in the position. Hall had control of the fight for most of the final round, advancing into full mount at one point. Hall took his first UFC loss earlier this year, getting stopped by undefeated prospect Ilia Topuria in July.
Ryan, the Wizard
Erin Blanchfield earned her second UFC win on the prelims, fighting to a unanimous decision victory over Miranda Maverick. Blanchfield used control time to win all 3 rounds, taking Maverick down in every frame and keeping her down for numerous minutes after. Blanchfield won her UFC debut earlier this year, defeating Sarah Alpar via unanimous decision. Maverick is now on a 2-fight losing streak. Her previous bout was a loss to Maycee Barber in July.
Erin, cold-blooded
The quick rise of Andre Muniz continued on Saturday night, as he submitted Eryk Anders in the first round with an armbar. Muniz got Anders to the ground halfway through the opening round while on his back. Muniz got off the back of Anders in the 4th minute, sliding into an armbar attempt that caused a tap. Muniz now has an impressive 4-fight winning streak since joining the UFC in 2019. He beat a veteran in his prior bout, submitting Jacare Souza in May. Muniz has finished 3 consecutive fights with an armbar now. Before we finish the video, if you enjoyed this content, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to get the latest videos from MMA On The Go. Bruno Silva's explosive rookie year in the UFC continued on Saturday, as he stopped Jordan Wright in the first round with punches. Silva dropped Wright in the first round with a combination of hooks to the head. He stayed on Wright after, landing with ground and pound shots before referee Herb Dean decided to end the bout. The fight was a wild back-and-forth striking battle before the finishing exchange. The victory was Silva's 4th stoppage win since joining the UFC roster only 6 months back. His previous wins in the promotion came against Wellington Turman and Andrew Sanchez. Tai Tuivasa added another knockout to his record on Saturday, stopping Augusto Sakai early in the second round due to strikes. Tuivasa stormed Sakai with shots early in the second round, putting him against the cage with a fast combination of hooks. He eventually connected with a right hook that flattened Sakai, knocking him out. Sakai was hurt for an extended period of time after the finish, not getting up in time for the official decision to be read. The sudden finish win came after a close striking battle in the opening round. Tuivasa has now scored 4 finish wins. He needed just over a win in his prior bout, stopping Greg Hardy in July. former UFC bantamweight champion Dominick Cruz wrapped up his year with another win on Saturday, taking 2-1 against Pedro Munoz following a pure striking battle. Cruz came back from a rough first round, showing a composed and controlling game plan in later rounds to get the scorecard nod. Munoz hurt Cruz halfway through the first round, getting dropped by a left cross in the round. He was dropped again only moments later as follow-up punches from Munoz connected. Cruz had a significantly better second round, pouring on a high value of punches on Munoz during the 5-minute frame. Cruz would often throw long combinations of shots that Munoz didn't have an answer for. Munoz seemed to settle back into the fight in the final round, although Cruz continued to outwork him with strike output and accuracy.
Dominick, the Dominator!
Josh Emmett had a successful performance in his return, defeating Dan Ige on scorecards to finish the prelims. Emmett's best round was the first, as he was able to hurt Ige in the opening minute with a right cross. Ige started to take over the fight in the second round, landing the better strikes and hurting Emmett at times with strikes. The final round was the hardest to score, but ultimately went the way of Emmett, earning him the win in the end. Emmett entered the weekend on a 3-fight winning streak. He was making his return, as his prior win dated back to June 2020. Sean O'Malley ended the winning streak of Raulian Paiva to open the main card, stopping him late in the first round with punches. The finishing sequence for the fight started with a right cross that dropped Paiva to a knee. A previously conservative O'Malley then unloaded with punches to an overwhelmed Paiva, eventually dropping him due to a series of hooks. O'Malley was in a close fight against Paiva before the finish. His jabs and straight punches were getting through to Paiva earlier on, but his kicks were often caught and used for counters. O'Malley has now picked up 3 consecutive finish wins. Previous performances in this year from him came against veteran Thomas Almeida and short-notice promotional newcomer Chris Moutinho. Cachoeira France finished former UFC bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt in a flyweight bout, stopping him in the first round with punches. Garbrandt first found himself in trouble halfway through the round, as an overhand right from Cachoeira France floored him. Garbrandt was able to buy himself time with a takedown that slowed the momentum of the fight, but Cachoeira France was able to close out the show shortly after, returning to his feet and piecing together another combination of shots to drop Garbrandt again and end the fight. Garbrandt was making his debut at flyweight. He had lost 4 of his previous 5 fights up at bantamweight. Cachoeira France now has some momentum behind him, having won 2 big bouts in the division within a round. His prior fight, an appearance in March, was a first-round stoppage win over Rogerio Bontorin.
Don't blink, Cachoeira France!
Jeff Neal showed his striking skills on Saturday's main card, picking up a split decision win against Santiago Ponzinibbio. Neal used his sharp boxing abilities through 3 rounds, often outlanding Ponzinibbio with combinations. The final round was the best for Neal, as he clearly pulled ahead of Ponzinibbio in the stand-up battle. Neal snapped a 2-fight skid with the fight, coming back after recent losses against Stephen Thompson and Neil Magny. Ponzinibbio was coming off a win, having defeated Miguel Baeza via unanimous decision win June.
Jeff has of Steel Neal!
Julianna Pena scored one of the largest upsets in UFC title fight history on Saturday night, securing a late second-round submission win against Amanda Nunes to become the new UFC bantamweight champion. Pena's victory came from a strong second round against Nunes that saw her get the best of a striking war on the feet. Pena made it a brawl to start the second round, engaging in a punching combination against Nunes. Pena connected with a fair amount of blows in what eventually turned into a back-and-forth exchange that lasted most of the round. Nunes got significantly stunned in the 4th minute, as fatigue and clean shots from Pena added up. Eventually in full control of the fight, Pena secured a takedown and took the back of Nunes. Just seconds after Pena applied a rear naked choke, Nunes tapped, and a new champion was born.
And undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Julianna Pena!
grappling skills of Charles Oliveira scored him a high-profile win on Saturday night, submitting Dustin Poirier in the third round to defend his UFC lightweight championship for the first time. Oliveira tapped out Poirier with a rear naked choke while mounted on his back in the third round. Poirier caused trouble for Oliveira on the feet, hurting him with punches early on. But Oliveira eventually shifted his focus towards grappling, allowing him to do damage with strikes and eventually find the opening for a finish. The lightweights wasted no time, making it a fast-paced fight in the opening round. Poirier's accuracy with boxing was shown in the first round, stunning Oliveira many times and dropping him to a knee at times. Oliveira connected with his own blows, including knees in clinch positions and his own punches. He was also the only fighter to attempt a takedown in the round, getting Poirier down for just a few moments.
And still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Charles
Cara, não vai bater mais. A vida falou pra mim, você não vai jogar nenhuma bola. E ela não escutou. Eu sou campeão mundial.